Let's have a minor discussion. Watched a video the other day, probably about a week ago now in fact, by Pain and Rides, and it was basically getting into what's in a name. And a lot of us YouTuber types, our name is dependent on either something from long ago, as his is, and for others it's based on what we do now. Like, it's very based in what we ride or something that we do on our channel. So yeah, it's something I've been thinking about for some time now. I've spoken about it before, but it was a while back, a long time ago in fact, about 2 years ago. It's what would happen if I stopped riding a Ninja. Obviously there are no plans for this to change. I have no intention of changing the bike I ride, but if I did, would I change my channel name? And that's a question that needs to be answered, at least in my mind. I'd like to not change it because a lot of people have gotten to know me as Brit Ninja 88. There will be those of you out there who solely know me as that. They don't actually know my real name, they don't know much about me other than what is projected from this persona that I operate. Ooh, right in the nuts. So yeah, you know, it's one of them. It's a real question for me. Would I change the channel name, or would I just leave it as Brit Ninja 88 and have me riding something else? Your feedback would be appreciated. Obviously, I've got a few nicknames. None of them would be favourable for a YouTube channel name, but basically when I came up with Brit Ninja 88 was when I first started vlogging, you know, and I'm one of those. I started my channel name based on my bike, something I really shouldn't have done, if I'm completely honest. I probably should have just come up with an individual name and run by that, but would I be where I am now without it? Would I have gained my fame, shall we say, with a different name? And my name is based purely on the fact that, you know, I'm British, I ride a Ninja, and I am very quiet when I walk, and I was born in 1988. That's literally it. Those are the 3 facts surrounding my name. Bouncy. So it's one of them, you know, like, if I stopped riding a Ninja, would the channel name change? Would I change it to whatever bike I was riding at the time, or something else? All food for thought in the long run. Because obviously I know I'm not going to ride a sports bike all my life. I've got health problems, I've got physical conditions with my skeletal structure, nothing worth mentioning and nothing that'll solve itself with medicines. It's just one of those things. You either do age well or you don't, and I've got a feeling that based on how my bones feel sometimes, I'm not going to age well. So there'll come a time where sitting on a Ninja with my knees up around me earlobes and me spine all twisted to shit, eventually my body's not going to agree with this anymore, and I'm going to have to change either the bike, or maybe mechanical will get rid of this bike before I will. But, you know, it's just those things you need to think about. So, yeah, when you're creating a YouTube channel, try not to include the bike you ride in the name, because you never fucking know. But as I say, do not fear. No changes are in the foreseeable. I intend to ride this bike as long as she'll let me. But it has been on my mind for a while whether I would keep the name or not. Oh, while we're on that, I won't upload the rant, but I will show you an example. I basically recorded an entire ride to work the other day, pissing and moaning about the fact that for some reason YouTube doesn't notify me of certain comments and channels and things, and it seems to be anyone outside the UK and the EU that I seem to have trouble getting comments from, especially the Americas, for some reason. Now I can't even begin to extrapolate as to why that would be. Can't even. Like, I get comments from all over the world, depending on the video, and for some reason, as you'll see in the example, I took my, shall we call it evidence of this issue? I took the evidence of this issue like 5 minutes apart at home. Big shout out to O2 Big Kev. I was actually watching his video at the time while I was recording. I was still listening, mate. I still found it very interesting. But it pissed me off the other day to the point that I ranted for 15, nearly 20 minutes about it. And it still had me blood boiling the entire time I was at work because it annoys me. And basically, I have to actually go back through my videos or go to the YouTube studio to see your comments. Some people. Otherwise, I just don't get told about them. I won't know they're there unless I go back and look. So I'm trying to make it a conscious effort to do it. But as you'll see in the example, there's just no notification there for certain people's video comments and things. And I went back a while, and sure enough, there were shit tons of them. And the reason it annoys me is because people have made the effort. People have actually enjoyed my content or wanted to tell me something. They've taken the time out of their day to watch my video and comment to me. Now that is a massive thing for me. If I've done something that's made them want to do that. One key person is Mr. Hooliganisms. For some reason it will not show his comments in my notifications, and I can't for the life of me figure out why. There were about 3 of them, and I thought like he was just on his quiet time doing his schoolwork and stuff, and then lo and behold there's 3 comments that YouTube just hadn't told me about. It pissed me right off because, like I say, it means a lot to me that people would take their time to write a comment to me, and YouTube is making me look like a dickhead and a completely rude bastard, when in actual fact I just wasn't aware. And it... Sorry, I'm getting angry again. Yeah, it's just irritating to me that it's doing this, and it shouldn't be. So, I do apologise. It will be in the description of the video from now on, a little disclaimer. And I do apologise if you've commented on something of mine, past, present or future, and I don't respond immediately or I don't respond at all. It's because YouTube is hiding shit from me, and I am going to do my absolute level best on a daily basis to check in with the YouTube studio. But obviously I can't do that while I'm in work because, well, I don't have a laptop anymore, and I can't do it when I'm, you know, out with the kids and things. So it may take me a day or 2 to get back to you, and I do apologise. But trust me, it irritates me way more than it irritates you. But just a heads up as well, maybe check on your videos, because I've had people not reply to me in the past. I mean, maybe, just maybe, it's happening to others as well. And I've checked my notification settings, they're all on. I've even clicked the bell with Mr. Hooliganisms. But all the bell thing does is notify you when they make a new video. So I get notifications that he's uploading, which is like, yeah, great, cool, I'm glad. But it doesn't tell me when he comments. And I can't think of a way that would make it work, because it's not in the settings. You can't choose to only receive notifications from certain people that I can find. Because if you can hide people's notifications, you can hide people's comments, but you can still see them as a producer, as the video creator sort of thing, and uploader. You can still see what you've said you don't want others to see on your channel, but what it's doing is it's hiding his content from me, but not entirely. Which is what I just don't get. I don't get why it has to be this way. Knuckles TV, Mr. Hooliganisms, a couple of the Aussie guys, Mr. TPR, is it MTP? Ah, fuck. I'm terrible with names and I do apologise. But yeah, like, the other day I was having a deep and meaningful conversation with, I think it was Riding Skills. I will put a photo of your name in the box below to who I'm talking about, but I was having a deep and meaningful conversation with him. And then it seemed weird that he went from one bit of the conversation to something completely irrelevant, and I was like, what the fuck's going on here? Why is it doing this? Looked into it a few days later, there were 3 comments from him that it had hidden from me. Oh shit, misleading information. So yeah, I just don't understand it. Why is it hiding this stuff from me? Doesn't do it with everybody, doesn't do it with the same person every time. It just does it with some. But the one I've noticed it attacks most, oddly enough, is Mr. Hooliganisms. Someone I often have very deep and meaningful conversations with. And it's just hiding everything from me. Now, it hasn't always done it, and it doesn't always do it. It just does it intermittently. So it's got to be something with YouTube. I've ranted again, haven't I? Yes, literally all the way.